Okay, in this video we will look at how we can begin creation of database in Mysql. This is a video for a complete beginner. To follow this tutorial, you need to install Mysql on your computer. After that, then we can proceed. In my case, I have already installed SQL on my computer. So if you also have SQL on your computer, then we can get started. To create a database in Mysql, there are several options. In our case, we will go for the command prompt. So to use the command prompt in the creation of database in Mysql, there are several ways to launch the command prompt. The easiest way for me is to click on this search box over here. In this search box, just type cmd. We type cmd like that. Cmd, just like that. And then you will see that it will pop up over here. Here you can click on it and then it will be launched like this. So this is the easiest way to launch the command prompt. Fine. When you have launched your command prompt successfully, just hold on. Keep it here for me. Just keep it somewhere. Then you go to the drive C. You can click on this file explorer or you can open any folder on your desktop. I'll click on this file explorer. Then I will go to my drive C. This is local disk C. Most often that is where the Mysql is installed. So I will click over there. Then here the file can be found at program files or program files, the 32-bit, sorry. It can be found at either program files, this one, or inside this folder, program files or program file x86. So I will first check over here if Mysql is found here. So I will click over there. Then I will search through. In my case, I can easily see it here. This is Mysql. So I will double click on it. Now, in your case, you may see only one file. However, whatever the case is, we are interested in only Mysql server folder. Mysql server. So you double click on Mysql server. Then here we are interested in only the bin folder. So you double click on the bin folder. When you open the bin folder like this, the only thing you need to do is to click over here at the top here, this box, this whole long thing, the long bar over here. Just click here once. When you click it once like this, you see that the whole thing has already been selected. You can just right click on it and then choose copy, or you can just do Ctrl+C to copy it. After copying, you close it. Now we can proceed with our CMD. So when you come to this place, just type CD. After that, you press the space bar once. Then you do Ctrl+V to paste what you have already copied. When you paste it like this, you press the enter key. Now the machine can now locate where the server is. So the command prompt knows where the server is for now. So we can begin typing our normal SQL commands. The first thing you need to do is to connect to the database. So to connect the server, you type your username and then your password in order to connect to your database. So let's do it. The first thing is type MySQL, then -u. That is how the CMD works. -u, that is the user. Then the username is root, and then my -p, that is the password. The password, I will not type it for now. I want the system to tell me to type it before I type it. So I'll just type this MySQL spacebar -u spacebar root spacebar -p. After that, I'll press the enter key. Now it is requesting for enter password. That is the statement over there. So it is looking for my password. So I will type my password, as my password is also root. So I will type root. All these things, the username and the password, you will set it when you are installing the MySQL. So you take note of that. When I have typed in my password like this, I will press the enter key. Now, the most important message here is your connection ID is 13. When you see this message, it means that the database has been successfully connected. So the server is now working fine. Let's proceed. So at this point, we can begin typing all our SQL commands. Create tables, show databases, all of them can be done here at this stage. So I will show my databases, and after that I will use one of the databases to create a table. So let's proceed. So show databases. Show databases. Alright, as you can see, my databases have popped up over here, and the first database is group B database 1. So there are so many of them. I will just use the group B database 1. So I will say use group B database 1. I will say use group B database 1. Then I'll press the enter key. You see that there's a statement here, database changed, correct. Now we can continue. So I can say show tables. This one is also one statement, show tables. And as you can see, we have the course table and then the group B list table. So I will say that select all. The asterisk means all. Select all from, so one of the tables, group B list. Select all from group B list. Now press the enter key, and as you can see, all the records in group B list have been selected. You see, all the records have been selected perfectly. So basically, this is how you can enter MySQL and then do all your stuff. To create a table, just say, so in your case, you may not have all these tables over there. So you can, after you have opened your whole bunch of database, after you have just connected, at this stage, after you have just connected, you may not have any database on your system. So the statement that you need to use to create a database is to just say create. For instance, you may not have database group B database 1, you may not have it, or any other database you may not have. So you just say create database, create database, then you name the database you want to create. So create database MyDB. Okay, create database called MyDB. Fine, like this. Then you press the enter key. Now the MyDB database has been created. So you can now say use MyDB. You see, it is saying database changed. Okay, so there is no table in MyDB. So if I say show tables, I will not have any table to show. Show tables. It is saying that empty set. It means that there is no table in the database, MyDB database. Okay, so we can create table. So in your case, you have to say create table, then the table name, my table. So I'll just say my table. Create table called my table. And you cannot just create table like that. A table must have at least one column or one field. So you have to, let me say member name, member. So the table is having a members. So let me say member ID. Okay, fine. Member ID. And this one is an int data type, and it is having the maximum length of maybe 10 ints, maybe 5. Normally ints, they are not so long. 5, and then you can make it primary key. Okay, primary key. So that is it. This table is having just one field name, which is called member ID. So let me delete this. There's a typo here. One thing about this, there's a typo here. Let me make it member ID. Okay, member ID, and it is integer type, and then it is primary key. Okay, fine. So this is, I've just created a table. Create table, then my table member ID, it is having integer type, and then it is the primary key. I'll press the enter key, and then as you can see, query OK. Anytime you see query OK, it means that your statement was correct and the effect has been done. So right now, if I say show tables, something will come out. Show tables, it will no more be empty. Show tables, fine. As you can see, we have a table called my table. So the video will get lengthy, so I'll pause here. So as you can see, we have created a database called MyDB, and we have created one table inside that database, and that table is called my table. Okay, in our subsequent videos, we may show how to create, we may how to insert values into the table and then select all the values, so that you can see, as I have already done in my old database. Okay, Thank you very much for watching.